Hello everybody, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Today we are going to be doing Clarice from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So, Rudolph's girlfriend. So if you check out my channel, I have Rudolph on there already. You can totally make him and make the wreath. In this tutorial we will be making Clarice. If you want to see what she looks like, you can go to the end of the video and find out. Because the trial one I made is slightly different from what she's going to look like. So anyway, for this tutorial, this is what you'll be needing. You'll be needing one loom. I also recommend that you get some wire. 20 gauge wire is good. I use bead landing, black coated wire, and that is to pose her legs, because if you don't pose the legs, they'll be kind of sprawled outward. You'll need about 9 black bands, 65 white bands, 3 red bands, 16 gray bands, 4 of the caramel bands, which I'm using for the inside of her ears, and also 300 of the skin tone tan color. So that is this color here. It is like the medium tone in the skin tone bag. You will probably have to buy 2 bags of the skin tone in order to have enough of that color. My apologies, I know that's annoying, but that's the color she is. So that's why I'm telling you that you need that color. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to start with the head. So yeah, let's begin here. So I'm taking double looped of the skin tone. Okay, double loop a skin tone. Here. Another here. Another here. I'm going to go here now. By the way, she is slightly smaller than Rudolph, so my attempts in this design is to make her a little bit smaller than him. Her head is going to come out close to the same size as his, but we'll see. I'm trying to make it a little bit smaller than his without her eyes bulging too far out of her head. Alright, so when I reach this point, I'm going to grab another skin tone and I'm just going to cap off the end, wrapping it around the peg, creating 4 loops. Then I'm going to double loop another skin tone and make a triangle, and another, make a triangle here. Okay, I'm going to begin to loop up. So going under the capping band, grabbing the top 2, looping them over, grabbing the next 2, looping them, and the bottom 2. We can loop this middle row all the way up. This one we are going to loop up once. Same thing with this one. Okay. Okay. Alright, we're going to make her ears now. So you're going to grab a skin tone and you're going to wrap it around your hook, creating 5 loops. Okay, I made my 5 loops. Now you're going to double loop a skin tone onto your hook, pulling those bands onto that double looped band. Then you're going to reclaim the loops onto your hook. Then I'm going to take 2 skin tone onto my hook, pulling those bands onto the 2 skin tone, and then pushing that down to about there and letting go. Alright, so it's hanging off. Now I'm going to take a caramel brown, because the inside of her ears are actually darker than the ears themselves. I'm going to wrap it around, creating 4 loops. Take another caramel brown. Again, wrap it. Then you're going to take the loops and you're going to replace them like that. You can kind of move this double loop set to the center there. Then I'm going to take 2 more bands onto my hook, pulling all of those onto those 2 bands in order. Like, oops, oh great, broke. Dawn. It happens. Band broke, so I have to fix it. Okay. Then you're going to take 2 more onto your hook, like this. Okay, we are going to wrap these 4 loops around this peg here, just like that. Then once you do that, you can loop up the final double looped set. Alright, let's make the other ear. Again, wrapping a tan band around your hook, creating 5 loops. Taking a double looped tan onto your hook, pulling those bands onto there, reclaiming the end, grabbing 2 skin tone onto your hook, pulling those onto there, moving it down, letting go. Take a caramel band, wrap it around, creating 4 loops. Take another caramel band, wrap around, creating 4 loops. Claim the loops, move that double looped set to the center. Take 2 skin tone bands, moving all of these onto skin tone in order, reclaiming the loops, and putting 2 more bands on, pulling them all onto those 2 bands. Oops. Sometimes the caramel bands in the middle will like hide themselves under the outward bands. Okay. And you're just going to wrap these loops around this peg here. Turn it so it's facing outward and loop that final set. Now you're going to take 3 bands of any color. I'm going to use red, and you're just going to tie off these 3 ends. 1, 2, and 3. Now very carefully we're going to take this off, make sure none of these double loop bands break. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be the top of her head. Okay, so I'm going to kind of make that look nice. I'm going to put that to the side. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the middle of her head. So take 2 skin tones, and we're going to go down 4 times like that. 2, 3, and 4. Go down twice on each side with 2 at a time. Okay, now we have to make her eye. We're going to take a white band, wrapping it, creating 5 loops around the hook. Then you're going to take a black band. You're going to wrap it 3 times around the hook. Then you're going to take another black and you're going to wrap it 5 times around the hook. So 5 loops, 3 loops, 5 loops. Then you're going to take another black. You're going to double loop it. You're going to lay it right here. You're going to twist it and grab and wrap the other end around the other side, okay? So it's just a double looped band twisted. One end's here, one end's here. Okay? Then we are going to double loop a skin tone. And we're going to pull this onto that double loop skin tone in order. So first the black eyelashes, then the small black band, then the larger black band, then the white band, and then the other side of the lashes. Okay, we're going to place this loop right around this peg and the other loop around this peg. So the black part of the eye should be facing this way and the white part should be that way. Okay, let's make our other eye, taking another white, wrapping it around, creating 5 loops. Taking a black band, wrapping it around, creating 3 loops. Then taking another black, wrapping around, creating 5 loops. Again, taking a double looped black onto this side of your hook, twisting it, and wrapping it around the other end, like so. Alright, grabbing a double looped skin tone, pulling this on in order. Okay, and remember the white part goes around this peg, or the end with the white, and the black goes toward the center. Okay, I'm going to cap off this end, wrapping a band around, creating 4 loops. I'm going to double loop a skin tone, putting that right here. And I'm going to take 2 skin tones. They're going to go right here. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take the forehead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down so the ears are facing down. I'm going to go through this capping band. And I'm going to wrap that capping band around here, that bottom peg. Then we want to dig down and we want to find these eye bands. And we want to loop them without breaking the bands. So this is a tricky part. Gotta find them under there. And we gotta loop them without snapping the band. You can use your fingers if you have to. If they keep snapping and you're getting frustrated, instead of doing a double looped band, put 2 bands on instead. This one goes right around here, and I'm going to loop up to here, and I'm going to loop up once on each side as well. Okay, then we can lift up the forehead. We can undo this end here. Okay. And we are going to wrap the 3 loose ends around these 3 pegs right now. So let's wrap the first end on this side, going through the loops, the tan loops, wrapping them around this peg, looping that last set, going through the middle set here, wrapping those around this peg, looping this last set, and then going through the final loops on this side. Okay, I'm going to tie off with a different color now. I'm going to use white. And then we can very, very carefully take this off. Okay, we can turn the eyes so the right way is facing down like that. Okay. It looks kind of weird because we didn't do the bottom of the face yet, so don't worry. We're going to do that right now. So putting that aside temporarily. Okay. We're going to grab 2 of the tan here and 2 here. And then we're going to go down 4 times with 2 at a time. stretched out. Okay, take a white band and we're going to wrap it around our hook, creating 5 loops. Then we're going to double loop a white, put that onto the hook, pull that band onto there, reclaim the end, and we're going to wrap all these loops around this peg right here. Okay, then we're going to take 2 bands and we're going to go diagonally, and 2 more going diagonally the other way, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take 2 bands here, and I'm going to take 2 bands here. Alright, grab a black band, wrap it around your hook, creating 5 loops. Then grab 3 white bands onto your hook, pull the black onto the white, move it to the center, reclaim the loops of the white, and lay that right around this peg here, all those white loops. Push it down. Now grab your head, go through the capping band right here, all 4 loops of the capping band. We're going to turn the head upside down. Okay. Whoops, wait, what am I doing? Turn the head upside down. Grr. Wrap the capping band around these pegs. Okay. Then we have to dig down and we have to find these 2 from in here. This is a very tricky part, so all I'm not doing anything except finding those bands and looping them, so don't worry. And you want to find the next set. And then the last set. Okay, I can loop up the middle up to here. And I can lift up this jaw off the bottom peg, so just lifting up the bottom peg. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to loop up the next set on the side. Same thing on the other side. Just like that. And now you're going to go through, you have the end here with the white band, the end that's being tied off by the white, and then you have the set of bands right below that, these bands. You're going to grab those, you're going to open up the hole, wrap them right around this peg, make sure you get all the bands around there, and then loop up the next set. Same thing on the other side. Okay, I'm going to lift her up a little bit more, not too much though. Okay, now I'm going to go through the set that's tied off by the white, go through those loops, wrap them right around this peg, and then loop diagonally to the center. Don't worry about the tied bands, we will be taking them off momentarily. And same thing with the other side, the other loose ends that are being tied off by the white. wrap those around here, loop up to the middle, and then you want to loop up these. So push the head down, loop up these final two, and then you want to grab the final set that's being tied off by the white, wrap that right around here. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab these two. So I have to go like dig down and find those two bands. And then you have to dig down and find the bottom two. Alright, and I'm going to use another color to tie these off. And we can lift her up. She probably needs a little bit of adjusting. Okay, adjust her mouth. Okay, her ears. Alright, we can take off the tying bands. Except for the black ones. The black ones we're leaving on, the rest we can take off. And if you wrapped the bands around the pegs correctly, it should not come apart when you take them off. Sometimes I just rip them off. Alright, so there she is so far. She's so cute. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some eyelashes on her and her bow. So I'm going to take a black band. I'm going to go through the black here and the side, like her eyelid thing. I'm going to take that black band, you're going to pull it through, grab the loops on the other end, and bring the bottom loop over the top and pull. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to pull it so it's nice and tight, but try not to stretch out the eyelid band, and then just cut to the desired length you want your eyelashes to be. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes you might want to grab the eye and rotate it a little bit so you can see that black spot a little better. Bring the black band through, grab the loop, lift the bottom band over the top. It's like a slip knot. That's exactly what it is. And tighten it and chop it. Spread those loops apart, just like that. Okay. And now we are going to be putting on her little bow. So grab 3 red bands and 1 white band and 2 skin colored. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to take my hook. I'm going to wrap this red band around, creating 5 loops. Then I'm going to take 2 red and a white onto the hook and pull this onto them, like so. Okay. Then you're going to go through that capping band again, and you're going to pull through. Actually, we only need one skin tone band. You don't need the other one right now. Just pull 1 skin tone band through, like that. Then her bow kind of goes on this side. My computer mirrors it, so this is the correct side. I'm putting it on this side because since mine is mirrored, this is the side it's supposed to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to rest it where you want it to go. Then you're going to go take your hook and go underneath some bands in the forehead, pulling one end of the loop through, and while holding the other end of that skin tone loop, you're going to wrap that loop around her ear. So let's say Wrapping this loop around the ear. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other skin tone band. So the other one, let's say I'm going to bring it through here. Wherever you bring it through. Wrap it around the other ear, just like that. Okay, and you can always fix that if it's not in the right place, or if you want to change it up. Okay, that was fun. Hopefully you had success. And yeah, so let's put the head aside so we can move on to the rest of her. She looks really cute. I like her a lot. Okay, so we are going to be doing her legs now. So we are going to take the skin tone colors as usual. Alright. We are taking 2 at a time. Taking 2 here, and 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Then I'm going to take take 3 here, like that. Then I'm going to double loop, and I'm going to double loop one over that, and do another double loop here, double loop one over that, double loop again, double loop one over that, whoops, and then double loop one more time. This we're just going to leave that a single double loop. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, now we're going to take 4 skin tones. That's going to go right here. Okay. Then we're going to take a double looped gray here. And another one here. We're going to cap off these 2 ends by wrapping the gray around, creating 5 loops each time. Alright, and while we're at this, we might as well do the other side. So grab 2 skin tones. I'm going to put them right here. Grab 2 more for here. 2 here. 2 here. Grab 3. Then we're going to double loop. And again. Here. And here. And here. Oh wait, what did I do? Oh wait, yeah, this is right. Sorry. Here and again over that. Then grab a single double loop, and that is going to go here. Then grab 4 here. Grab a double looped gray here. Double looped gray here. And we're going to cap off those. 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so let's loop up this guy first. Grab all the bands each time. Grab black. Tie it off your end. Or it doesn't matter what color you grab, honestly. I just grabbed black because that was there. Okay, so it's probably going to be a little twisted when you take it off, a little messy looking. We can fix that up with the hook, so go through the loops at the bottom. You can kind of tug on them a little bit. Try to get that hoof looking nice and neat. Double looped band is a little twisted. Yeah, so chances are it'll be a little twisted. Just use your hook and just kind of untwist it as best you can. Okay, whatever. That's good enough for now. Once you've done that, take a white band. We're going to wrap it twice around over the hoof. Okay, that's going to be her little white spot at the bottom. You can also do a slip knot and then wrap it around if you want to keep it on so it doesn't fall off. Okay, putting that aside. Alright, let's do this one. Okay, take a black, wrap, or tie off your end. Maybe it'll be less messy if we take it off this way, let's see. Yeah, that didn't really help much. Nah. That made it worse. Ah. So again, the bands are twisted, so you can use your hook to untwist them. Kind of stick them through and tug. Okay, great. Awesome. Try to even out these bands here at the bottom. Alright, so once that's done, again, take a white band, wrapping it twice around the hoof area, like that, and put that aside. So we have her two absolutely adorable front legs. Now we want to make her back legs. So let's do that. Alright, we're going to make her legs a little bit muscly. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, okay. So we're going to take 2 bands at a time. Here, here, and here. I'm going to go here and here, and we're going to tie off the end. 2, 3, wrapping it around, creating 4 loops. Let's make the muscle for the other side. 2 here. You can actually make it exactly the same. It doesn't have to be opposite, but I'm just doing it opposite. No, I'm not doing it opposite. Just kidding. I thought I was, but I'm not. It's fine. It doesn't have to be opposite. Alright, cap off the end. Same thing, wrapping it around, creating 4 loops. Alright, let's loop both of these. Okay, you're going to take a band of any color. I'm just going to use black. We're going to tie off all 3 loose ends with those colors. Okay, take it off and you can kind of just lay it aside for a moment. Okay, yes, they all look weird, but don't worry, it'll make the legs more bulky. Alright, again, take 2 bands at a time, just follow me. That band is yucky. Okay. Now we're grabbing 3 bands here, and we're gonna double loop a band, double loop another band over that, double loop a band here, double loop a band over that, double loop a band here, double loop a band over that, and double loop a band here, and we're going to take 4, and they're all going to go right here. Alright, let's do our hoof, looping gray, double looping another gray, capping the end off, wrapping it around, creating 5 loops. Same thing here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to begin to loop, and when we reach the thigh muscle, we are going to be attaching the muscle that we made, yeah. Okay, here, I'm going to grab one of these muscles. And it might be a little confusing at first. Find the capping band in that muscle. So here's the capping band. It's the one that's circular, wrapped around several times. Okay. Hold it so that the capping band is in the center and you have one end on this side and the other end that's branching into 2 on the other side. What you're going to do is you're going to flip it upside down so it looks like this. Okay. It's straight and then you have an angled one coming this way. Go through that capping band and wrap it right around this peg. Okay. Then we're going to go in and we're going to loop the top 2 bands, and then we're going to loop these 2. Okay, and then we're going to loop up here. Alright, then we're going to lift this. Okay. We're going to go, you have your capping band, you got the bands going through it like a tunnel. Go to this set, the next set up, open up the loops, wrap it around this peg, then go down and loop up these 2 bands. Alright, then you're going to go through the end that is tied off, right, that's hanging out right there, that goes right there, then you want to go down and loop up these 2, where are you? These 2, it's coming off, but it's fine because it's secured. And then grab the middle set that's tied off, wrap that right around there, loop up these, and here we want to wrap around this set in the middle, and loop up, and then wrap around this final set here, and loop up. Okay, tie off. I'm going to use white since I have black there already. Okay, you can take off the black tying bands. Okay, and you can kind of adjust your leg, like get it so it's not tangled here as best you can. Sometimes it's a little tricky. You can fix the hoof, even up the capping band on the hoof. Okay. Sometimes I like to grab 2 hooks to untangle the bands, but just untangling them. Alrighty, so okay, so pretty much I just untangled the bands. Then, as usual, you're going to take a white, wrapping it around right above the hoof, like so. Okay, there's one back leg. Let's finish making the other one. There is always tomorrow for dreams to come true. Tomorrow is not far away. Sorry, I had to sing that. That's been stuck in my head forever. Alright, so we're making the other leg 2 bands at a time. Just follow me. Okay, grabbing 3. Alright, now we're double looping. One set. Here's the next set. Double looping both again. Okay, and then we are double looping a single, right? Yes, a single, then you're going to grab 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to grab a gray, you're going to double loop the gray here. Grab another gray, double loop it here. We're going to cap off, wrapping it around, creating 5 loops. Okay, let's loop up now. Okay, grab the muscle. Again, find the capping band. It's a little tricky, so find the capping band and find the end that's branched off into 2 and the end that's just 1, okay? We're going to go through the capping band. Okay, the end that's just 1 is going to be on that side. The end that's branched off is on this side. Go through the capping band. Wrap it right around this peg. And then we are going to loop. Well, we're going to loop the diagonals first. And then go up. Loop these up. Make sure these loops stay around the peg. And then go down and loop up these, okay? So we can lift this up. Again, it's like a tunnel. The capping band is wrapped around. Go through this set here. All right. That we are wrapping right around here. Once you've done that, then you want to go down and loop this one over. Once you've done that, the set at the very end here, we're going to wrap that around that peg. Okay, just making sure I had all the ends wrapped around. Alright, then loop up this one. Here we're going to wrap the middle set. And then wrap up this set. Okay, here we're going to wrap the middle set around. Then you're going to loop up and you're going to wrap the final set. Okay, up, tie off with a different color. The whole point of that is to make the leg a little bulkier, because they kind of have bulky thighs. Alright, pull off your tying bands, except for the white one. I'm going to leave the white one on. Okay, again, we have twisted bands here. So I'm just going to use my hook and I'm just going to take a moment and untwist them so they look pretty. This is where two hooks come in handy. Okay, great. So again, let's take a white band, wrapping it around the hoof twice. Cute. Alright, yay! Now we can work on the main body area, or the stomach area. So let's do that. Okay, we're taking white, 2 at a time. We're starting on the 6th peg in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to the 7th, putting on 2 white. We're going to go down 4 more times with the white. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now I'm going to go down the other side. Here, I'm going to go down 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. And same thing on this side. You grab 2 of your body color, the skin tone. 2, then then 2 white. Do the same thing on the other side, so 2 skin tone, 2 skin tone, 2 white. We're going to cap off each of these with a white, wrapping around, creating 4 loops is fine. 2, 3, 4. Alright, grab 2 skin tone. We're going to go here to here, here to here. And then we're going to take 2 white at a time, here, and here, and here, and here. Then grab a double loop skin tone, that's going to go here, and grab another one, that's going to go here. Okay, you can loop this up. Grab the two diagonal bands here. Ugh, this horizontal band's like right on top of them. Ooh. Okay. Oh, we should technically loom the other one first. It doesn't really matter though, you can loom this one first if you want. I'm just like a perfectionist, so I'm gonna loop the other side up first. Okay, like this, and then loop these like that. Okay. Go up. Go up the middle. Go up the side here. Okay, taking black bands. Okay, this is going to be her stomach area. What I'm going to do right now is do her little tail thingy. So take 2 whites, then take 3 whites, then cap off with a white, wrapping around, creating 4 loops. Alright, we can tie that off with a black band, whatever color, doesn't matter. Never matters, really, because we always take them off. Alright, now we're going to put everything together, so grab everything, just kind of stick it right there. We're going to make the body. So first grab a double loop of your skin tone, then grab 2 skin tone, 2 skin tone again, double loop skin tone. Then we're going to go down with 2 skin tones. We're going to go down 5 times, 2 at a time. Okay, we're going to start going down the sides, so diagonally here, so right after that double looped band, this peg to this peg. Go down twice on this side. Let's do that on the other side as well. Okay, I'm going to grab a leg, back leg. Grab your back legs, grab both of them, the ones with the thicker tops. Alright, so we are attaching these, so here's the tying band here. The leg is bending down, okay? Bending down. This one we're attaching to this side. Go through the loops and wrap it right around this peg. Make sure the leg is bending down, okay? And that the hoof is this way and not that way. Okay, let's do the other side. So exactly the opposite. Okay, leg is bending down. Grab skin tone bands again. Go down 3 times on each side with 2 at a time. Okay, grab a front leg. Same thing, you want it to be bending downward. Go through the loops right around here. Grab the other one. opposite, bending downward, right here. Okay, grabbing 2 bands at a time to the end. No, not to the end, to the almost end. Oh wait, yeah, to the end, sorry, just kidding. Because we started 1 peg down from here. Just kidding. I like to make jokes. Grab 2 bands, and we're going diagonally here, and diagonally here. Okay. And we're taking 2 at a time, and just making our horizontals. Okay, we're going to double loop one, like this. Another one here, okay. Alright, grab your head. We're going to turn it so it's upside down, and we're going to go through the loops on this side first. Go through the tan loops and pull off your black tying band. You're going to wrap those around this peg, so remember her head is upside down. Push it down on the peg, as far down as it'll go, because you don't want it to lift up. Go through the other loops, pull off the tying band. Ooh, looks like I missed a band. This is why you gotta be really careful. Okay. And you want to wrap those loops around this peg here. Still going, okay. Alright, now we're going to carefully, we wrapped 4 loops around each peg, we're going to carefully lift up the top 2. Leave it on your hook and just grab a double loop skintone band. And we're going to put that across the pegs. Because otherwise there will be a hole in her neck if you don't do that. Okay, so just wrap those around like so, and then push down. Alright, now you're going to grab the stomach thing. Okay, it's shaped like a boat, it's curved. Okay, we're going to hold it so that it is curving this way. Go through the capping band here. All loops of the capping band. And wrap those right around this peg. Same thing on the other side. Wrapped around the bottom peg on this side. Just like that. Once you've done that, you're going to loop up this next set. And you're going to loop up this next set. Okay. Sure that don't break. Then you can kind of lift up the stomach a little bit. We're going to go through the next setup. So here's the capping band, here's the set of white, open up the loops, wrap it around the peg, and then loop up. Okay, same thing with the other side. Go through the white loops, wrap it around the peg, loop, and loop up. Alright, let's do the next set. Actually, first I'm actually gonna loop these. So we're gonna loop the diagonals first. Loop this in and this in. Oops. Okay, once you've looped them, we're gonna loom up the center. Okay, so loop up almost all the way to the top, up to here, okay? Then we can go through the set of tan loops here, so it's the next one up, wrap them around that peg. Then we gotta dig under the leg and loop the bottom bands up. Let's do the other side. Go through the tan, wrap around, go down and loop up to here. Okay. As we go, we can slowly lift her up a little bit. Don't lift her up too much though, because you don't want to go too far. Alright. We're going to go through the next set here. So the next set of tan on the side. Okay, then loop up. Same thing on the other side. Go through the tan loops. Oops. loop up. Okay, I'm going to lift her up a little bit more. Just a little bit. Alright, let's go through the white now. So going through the white loops, we're just going in order. You probably get the idea by now. Just go right there, go down, loop up. Next set. Lift her up a little bit more. Go through the next set here. Loop down all the way under the leg, loop up. Same thing on this side, go through the loops. Wrap around, go all the way under the leg. Okay, you can lift her up another peg set. Loop up the next set. Same thing on the other side. Lift up a tiny bit more. Okay, now the final set here on this side, we're going to go through and wrap around this peg. Loop up here. Let's do the other side. Loop up there. And then we want to loop up here. Don't forget this one. Attaching the final set to there. Loop up once. Okay, we can lift her up a little bit more. Okay, here you're going to grab that little tail piece. You are going to go through the end that's being tied off, not the capping band. Go through the end that's being tied off, wrap that right around here. Then loop up twice. Lift the tail piece up and just go through the capping band. And the capping band goes around this peg here. Loop up this final set. Grab one more skin tone band. Tie off the tip of the tail. Okay, and then we're just going to carefully lift her off the rest of the way. Okay, we can take off all the tying bands except obviously the skin tone one at the end. Now her legs are sprawled out, don't worry, we're going to fix that momentarily. You can squeeze her tummy. Alright, so we're going to fix her legs. So grab 4 more of your skin tone color. Alright, so the back leg, let's do the back legs first. Okay, they're dangling upward like this. What we're going to do is, you have this pointy end. We're going to go through some bands in the body here. I'm going to go through these 4 loops here, and then you're going to go through the 4 loops on the back of that pointy part of the leg. It doesn't have to be the exact same loops I'm going through necessarily. Once you go through them, you're just going to take a skin tone and pull it through all of them. Tie a slip knot like that. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. So going through these bands and the bands in the body. Okay, pull through, tie a slip knot, Don't worry, we're going to hide these slip knots. And these. Doopy-doopy-doo. I'm just wondering why that's like that, but whatever. Okay. These, let me see. How did I do Rudolph? Tie it in the back. Okay, so these we are doing the same thing, so go through the pointy end, go through bands in the body, and just pull a skin tone band through. Pull. Okay, same thing here. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to hide all these loose bands into the body. So just go stick your hook into the stomach and make your way toward one of the loose bands, pop the hook out and just pull the loose band into the stomach area. You can kind of keep going back and just tugging it in so it goes into the stomach. Just hide those bands in there. Okay, so we're going to do that on all 4 legs. Okay, and then this band here at the tail, but we're going to do the same thing we did with Rudolph. So we're going to skip this double loop set. We're going to go through the loops in the next set, grabbing those loops, pulling through, and then going through the next set down, pulling the loop through that set, just kind of zigzagging it down until it disappears. You can just kind of keep tugging it at it. Make sure it goes in there. And kind of just hide it in there. Okay. Now we can wire her up. Okay, you can squeeze her. If you have fiber fill, you should fill her stomach up a little bit and make her pop. I'm going to take my 20 gauge wire and I'm going to grab my pliers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it through the base of her head. So turn her upside down, go through like her chin. Be very careful. If you're a kid, you should have a parent help you because I almost just cut myself. Ugh. Just kind of stick it through the stomach until it pops out like right pretty much under her tail. Try to get it right come out. Bleh. Try to get it to come right out the middle. Like, come on. There. Okay. Then bend it in on itself and stick it back through, but stick it so that it goes through some other bands as well. And then cut the other end about 1/3 of an inch. Push the head down, bend the wire back on itself, and stick it back in. Pull. Okay. And now let's go through her legs. Oh, look, you can see the wire. Ah, we'll fix that. You don't want to be able to see the majority of the wire, so I'm just fixing that quickly. Just hide it in there really good. Okay. Anyway. I might have to redo mine after this video, but you get the point. So now, when you do that, her head, you can kind of bend it so it can be angled up instead of laying down. Now let's go through the legs. Her ears are all like weird. Facing the wrong way, figures. Okay, let's go through. Now, I'm not going to go through these bands because they're double looped, so I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to stick it through the thigh. Oops. It'll look like my loose bands are coming out, but you can fix those again if you have to. Grr, get in there. Try to maneuver it. What you can do is stick it through. If it's not going through, like stick it through a little bit, pull it, and then just kind of maneuver it through. It's kind of hard to explain how to do it, but I use my teeth to kind of pull it out a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to end at the same point on the other leg as I started on the opposite side. So I'm going to come through this loop. Okay, same thing I did it before. I'm going to pull it out, bend it back on itself. Pull it outward a little bit, bend it back, and stick it back in through a different set of bands. Okay. Right. Same thing, we're going to chop the other end. Totally have to redo mine because it's really sloppy. Just trying to give you the gist of what to do. And stick it through. Stick. Okay, so now you can bend her legs. See, that looked like this band came out, but we can pull that back into the stomach in a second. Alright, let's do the back legs as well. She's so cute. I hope you like her. Gotta try to make it so you don't see it from the top, but it can be tricky and it takes a while. I'm rushing so I can show you how to do it. Come on, Clarice, work with me here. Okay. Alright, so again, bending it back, sticking it through. This is not working for me. Anyway, you get the point. You get the point. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna pull this wire out and fix it because it looks terrible. But anyway, you get the point. So, wire her up, make it look nice and neat. Don't rush like me. And then just adjust these bands, pull them back into the body. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. You can wire her, you can pose her. So now you have an adorable little Clarice. You can add more eyelashes if you want to. Okay. So there's your cute little Clarice. Okay, definitely make Rudolph if you haven't already. He's a little bit easier than she is. So here is Rudolph. So now you have them both together. Yay! So cute. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed. Definitely post pictures on Facebook and Instagram. Check out the link in the description. And I will see you for the next tutorial. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year.